This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 25 is also brought to you by Silver State Health, Pahrumps exclusive pediatric care clinic. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Welcome to News 25. Happy Good Friday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
It's April 2nd. I'm Missy Kohler.
Well, a Reno man has been taken into custody by the Washoe County Sheriff's Department for a horrendous crime. 54-year-old John Forrest Smith is accused of killing his own horse so the animal control officers could not seize the animal. Police say that they were dispatched to Washoe County Regional Animal Control officers in North Reno to a home behind the Bonanza Casino for a report of a malnourished horse. Animal Control planned to rescue the horse by seizure. Backup officers were called due to prior run-ins with the homeowner. Upon arrival, officers learned that Smith had reportedly slit his own horse's throat and stabbed the horse to death. Smith was arrested and charged with willfully maiming, torturing, or killing an animal. Police also determined that Smith is a Tier 3 sex offender who has failed to register. Smith is being held without bail at this time.
One U.S. Capitol Police officer has died and another is injured after a suspect rammed a vehicle into a police barricade outside the Capitol building early this afternoon. The officer was identified as William Billy Evans, an 18-year veteran of the force and a member of its first responders unit. Officer William Billy Evans died from injuries he sustained following an attack at the North Barricade by a lone assailant. The suspect in the attack, who brandished a knife after ramming his vehicle into a police barricade on Constitution Avenue, was subsequently shot by officers, had also died. He's been identified as 25-year-old Noah Green. A review of Green's social media shows he posted in the weeks prior that he had lost his job and suffered medical ailments, and said that he believed the federal government was targeting him with mind control.
Well, new information today in the investigation into a deadly crash on U.S. Highway 95 that killed 3 people from Idaho.
The accident happened Saturday, March 27th on US 95, about 5 miles north of Scotty's Junction. Nevada Highway Patrol says a Ford F-150 crossed the center line, striking an SUV with 5 people inside. A man, woman, and child died in the crash. The pickup truck driver, a man from Tolleson, Arizona, was seriously hurt. Nevada Highway Patrol says investigators suspect impairment to be a factor. Today, the Nye County Sheriff's Office issued a statement saying deputies were out with the driver of the Ford pickup just prior to the crash. The Sheriff's Office says deputies were called to an RV park in Amargosa for what was originally reported as shots fired. Deputies handling that call say no shots were fired, but the driver of the pickup, who NHP investigators say caused the fatal crash, had been involved in a dispute, and he appeared to be intoxicated. That man was not driving at the time he was contacted by deputies. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says it's initiated an internal investigation to ensure that all policies and procedures were followed during that call for service.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating an alleged drive-by shooting in Pahrump.
Nye County deputies responded to a report of a drive-by shooting around 8:30 Thursday night on Game Bird Road between Highway 160 and Fox Avenue. In a post on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, they report that an unknown suspect fired a round into a pickup truck, then fled the scene. No description of the fleeing vehicle was available, and there were no injuries. The driver of the pickup has been identified as Kathy Trout, owner of Pahrump Valley Winery. The Sheriff's Office says Trout did not want to cooperate with investigators. Deputies say she refused to provide a written statement, would not participate in a proper interview, would not allow detectives to process the scene, and would not submit to a gunshot residue kit. Despite that, detectives are still working the case, and the Nye County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help. If you are in the area or have any information that could help detectives figure out what happened, you are asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000 or send an email confidentially to sheriff@co.nye.nv.us.
More news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. 2 companies say they will invest billions to boost the supply of computer chips, and Lululemon reports a surge in sales and profits.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Chip maker in Taiwan is out to solve the severe global chip shortage. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing is investing $100 billion into producing advanced chips during the next 3 years just to keep up with demand. Automakers have been hit especially hard by the shortage of chips, along with video game companies. Intel is investing $20 billion in building 2 new chip factories in the U.S. Lululemon is gearing up for a financially healthy year. The fitness clothing company reported this year that online sales surged 92%. And now that Lululemon owns workout company Mirror, analysts believe Lululemon's profit will reflect a higher profit.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
There's more help on the way for Nevada residents having trouble paying their rent.
The Nevada residential eviction moratorium was set to expire today, but was extended by Governor Steve Sisolak. The extension will last until the end of May. The goal of the extension is to allow counties and courts to get help to tenants and landlords faster so they can receive aid in the way of eviction mediation and rental assistance through other programs like CHAP. During the Tuesday announcement, Sisolak said that massive evictions will cause public health concerns and irreparable harm to Nevada families still struggling from the pandemic. And the reality is landlords are struggling too. They deserve to be paid over the last year, and the money is there. Sisolak also said that this moratorium will not extend again. This extension will allow time to inform the public of ways they can stay in their home. The extended moratorium is set to expire 1 month before the CDC's new federal moratorium extension.
Well, Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford hosted a virtual Stop the Hate town hall on Tuesday night. Leaders from across the state and nation were invited to join Ford as more hate crimes against Asian Americans happen across the country.
Ford says that everyone can help to combat the problem. He said, quote, "Here in Nevada, at least, we need you to reach out to local law enforcement. Let them know that these things are happening, and it's also something I should share. It's also against the law to discriminate against someone because of the color or their race or national origin at work, in housing, in the places open to the public." Ford also encouraged parents to teach their children of the potential hurt and dangers of using stereotypes. Showing their support for Asian Americans and the Pacific Islander communities, Governor Steve Sisolak and First Lady Kathy Sisolak were in attendance at a rally on Thursday in Chinatown. The rally denounced the incidents of violence reported across the nation against Asians and Pacific Islanders. There have been no specific incidents of violence that target the Asian or Pacific Islander communities in the valley, but the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police have said they would increase patrols of the Chinatown area due to violence elsewhere.
After a report of a domestic, a Pahrump resident has been arrested for being under the influence of a controlled substance.
At 3:26 a.m. on March 29th, a Nye County deputy responded to a Pahrump address for a report of a domestic. Upon arrival, the deputy encountered Sonia Mills. Mills appeared frail and had visible sores on her body. Mills was irritable, and her answers to questions allegedly indicated significant confusion. Mills indicated that she was having difficulty sleeping. She allegedly spoke in rapid, incoherent statements and indicated that she was suffering from auditory and visual hallucinations, and even acted out some hallucinations, moving her hands and body as if engaging in activity. Mills allegedly could not sit or stand still and was moving from one spot to the other rapidly while talking. When the deputy shined a flashlight into her eyes, her pupils appeared unaffected. She allegedly admitted that she had done meth with a male in Las Vegas, but was unable to say when. Mills advised that she had medication for minor medical conditions, but indicated that she had not taken it. Based on training and experience, the deputy recognized the symptoms to be that of a controlled substance. Mills was placed under arrest for being under the influence of a controlled substance without a prescription. She provided a voluntary blood sample for subsequent evidentiary testing and was booked into the Nye County Detention Center.
We've got more News 25 coming right up, so stay with us.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Well, as you know, Easter is Sunday, and many families are looking forward to celebrating together, especially as the rollout of the vaccine continues. But Cleveland Clinic doctors say we still need to be cautious with big events.
Be cognizant, just because you have the vaccine, even though your protection is better, it's not 100%. So ask yourself, do I absolutely have to do this activity?
Dr. Adarsh Bimraj is an infectious disease specialist. He says there are a couple of safety tips to consider when it comes to planning for Easter. First, try to keep your gatherings small, but if you do have to go somewhere with a lot of people, be sure to wear a mask and practice social distancing. As for the vaccine, it's important you receive the recommended number of doses and wait 2 weeks after to ensure its effectiveness. Otherwise, you could risk catching the virus. And if you're not feeling well, it's probably best just to stay home. He knows it can be tough to miss out on family events, but it's better to be safe than sorry.
That's really important, again, respecting other people's space and opinions as well. And read the news. All I say is, again, for me, I'm very optimistic, but there are a lot of new variants out there, and we really don't know what the vaccine efficacy is in some of these variants.
According to the CDC, if you and your loved ones are fully vaccinated, it is safe to gather without masks. However, if you're going to be around more than one other household member who is not vaccinated, then you should still practice normal precautions.
If you're in the market for a new desktop computer, Josh Osborne of Great Computer Deals has some advice. In today's quick tutorial, he explores the top reasons for and against buying a desktop.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrumph's own Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. What do I buy, a desktop, laptop, or a tablet? Here are the top reasons for and against buying a desktop. Desktops give you the best power for your money. When it comes to dollars and cents, you'll get the greatest bang for your buck with a desktop. Desktops are the easiest and cheapest to upgrade. With the extra space found in desktops, there's plenty of space and lots of possibilities for future upgrades. But desktops can be very large, loud, and not very portable. If you need a good stationary computer for your home or office, the desktop is a great way to go. Remember, it's about your needs. If a desktop works for you, that's the right answer. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
Thanks so much, Josh. Well, today, Save a Pet, we meet a dog named Bear. Darby O'Donnell joins us from Desert Haven Animal Society, where she shares his story.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Bear. Bear is an adult male heeler mix. He's black and gray. He has pretty brown eyes and a very calm personality. Bear came from a really sad story because he actually was an owner surrender because his owner got very ill and was no longer able to take care of him. So he had ended up coming here. He is such a sweet little boy, though, and he's just looking for his forever home and to be in a new family that will love him as much as his previous owner did. He is really medium sized, so what I like to call a schmedium, where he's like too big to be a small, but too small to be a medium, but extremely very mellow personality. I can see him being very good for a senior or somebody with a family with kids who would be very gentle with him. If you want to come and see Bear or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, give them a call ahead of time to make an appointment. 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. And just so you know, right now, every single animal here at Desert Haven Animal Society is 50% off adoption fees.
In a March 30th online briefing, World Health Organization scientist Dr. Ben Emberek said more data is needed to study respiratory conditions, including COVID-19. Dr. Emberek and other experts discussed a joint report on the global study of the origins of COVID-19.
Dr. Emberek said that more than 76,000 cases of respiratory conditions were studied and identified before December in Wuhan, China. The investigation into the origin of the virus will likely become a years-long study. Transmission from bats to another animal and then to humans is most likely the way the pandemic began. Many early cases of COVID-19 were also connected to a seafood market in Wuhan, and similar number of cases were associated with other markets or no markets at all. Extensive testing was done at the seafood market, and while there was no signs of the virus in animals there, scientists believe the market itself could have been an early super spreader event. Dr. Embarek stated that it was perfectly possible that COVID-19 cases were circulating in October or November of 2019 around Wuhan, potentially leading to the disease spreading abroad earlier than documented so far. China has refused to give raw data on early COVID-19 cases to the WHO-led team, and that has complicated efforts to understand how the pandemic began.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, look at that shot.
Yeah, it got warm today. It's going to get warm this weekend.
I know, I heard about it.
I'm kind of excited. Well, the full weather forecast coming right up.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, wishing you a wonderful Good Friday and happy Easter this weekend. Hey, let's take a look at the weather this Easter weekend. Outstanding. I'm going to take all the credit for it. Look at current weather scores. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, you're all like high in mid-70s all the way down the state till you get to Beatty, 84 degrees, starting to heat up. Amargosa, 88, looking pretty good. Las Vegas, 88. Finally, it's going to be great pool weather out there. Death Valley nearly sneaking up on triple digits, 97 degrees, 64 for a low tonight. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, look at us go. Look at us, 85, yeah! High today of 86 degrees, south-southwesterly winds to 9 miles per hour. Not too bad. Sun rose this morning gloriously at 6:28 a.m. I was there to witness it, and it'll set this evening at 7:07. I'm going to be there to witness that, too. That's going to be wonderful. Low tonight, 56 degrees, east-southeasterly winds to 9 miles per hour. Just a little bit of humidity, just keeping things interesting, but check this out for the rest of the week. We were planning on having some, well, of course, the gorgeous weekend. We knew that was going to happen. 88 degrees, 87 for highs this weekend. It was supposed to cool down quite a bit Monday, and it doesn't look like it's letting up all that much. A little bit. Winds were supposed to be ferocious, but they seem to be staying steady about 12 miles per hour as we head on into the week. Might get a little dusty, blustery next weekend, but that's a problem for future, Johnny, don't you think? I think so, too. This is going to be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll hope to see you on the other side. Have a great Easter. Missy and Deanna, take it away.
All right. Well, don't forget that event that's happening tomorrow, which is the Easter Picnic Drive-Up. And that is at Nye Communities Coalition at 1020 East Wilson. And it's going to be so much fun. The Easter Bunny is going to be there, too. I heard. I'm so excited. And you can find out more about that on our local Pahrump Facebook page, also by going to Nye Communities Coalition's Facebook or website at nycc.org. And it's going to happen, I believe it's 11 to 1:30.
Yep, that's what I heard too.
And it's going to be so much fun. Just drive up. You let them know how many meals that you need. And I think the Easter Bunch is going to say hi. And you might get some candy or something like that. Nice. Be so much fun. Everybody have a really great Easter. And we'll see you back here on Monday. I'm Deanna.
I'm Missy. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.
Good night.